Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Rebecca, the Lifejoy coach and author. And I thought today we would think about the phrase enough, the quiet power of choosing enough. I love this phrase, choosing enough, because it makes us be active in the process of the enoughness without feeling that life is thrown at us and we have no control. And our barometers of what is wise, what is good for us and those whom we love and those with whom we interact, is an important choice on an hourly basis. So I wanted to think today about the three elements of choosing enough. Many of my one-to-one life coaching and counselling clients don't feel like they're enough, and it's probably something we all struggle with. But as soon as we make some peace with it, we have more freedom. We are liberated from the bullies in our head of perfectionism. So the first thing is asking the question without great emotions attached, without great history attached, without great judgmental attitudes attached. Am I actually enough? And if we can be brave enough to start to believe that we are enough, we don't have to be abundantly enough, we can be just enough, then we have a lovely place from which to start. So can you be brave with me today and just say in quiet moments, in loud ones to yourself, I'm enough, and I'm working on the areas where I feel I am in lack. And as soon as we just start the process, I've seen it thousands of times, miracles start to happen. We have to take that first step. So can you do that as the first step? Can you start to think that you could be, that you are, that it's possible to improve? The second part of that is, as a foundation, do you do enough? Now, as soon as we start doing enough and knowing there's a wise level there, that builds peace, and with peace comes joy. The capacities for our delight in normal life increase. So once you decide that you are enough, and it is a decision and it's a continual effort, and you may have spent lifetime or weeks or years or months thinking that you're not enough, or that you've listened to people who've told you you're not enough, let's gather wise evidence to prove that you are, and then do enough. Now, here's the thing. There may be areas where you would like to do more, and start on them. Start on the easiest corner, the wisest place, and just make some consistent progress. That may be tiny incremental steps. Never be disheartened by small steps. They're better than no steps. So feel enough, be enough, do enough. And I think one of the most profound things about the word enough is, will we ever get there? Well, I don't think that's the right question. I think the right question is, am I traveling in the right direction? Am I being an example to other people? Am I setting a tone that is constructive, that is helpful, that is logical, and that will make me make progress just by showing up every day? I often talk to clients about routine habits that we take for granted, like cleaning our teeth. We don't do it because we feel like doing it. We do it because we know it's wise to do. And it's an act of self-discipline. It's an act of self-care, but it's not one based on the vagaries of, I don't feel like it, so I won't do it today. Essentially, for most of us, we know it's a good thing to do. That has to extend to other areas of life. Most basically, drinking enough water, putting in wise nutrition, regulating our sleep as much as we can, moving as much as we can, good intake of daylight and people and activity and purpose and contribution. So here's the thing, those things aren't dependent on how we feel. We do them because we've made the decision, we are honourable, we keep our word, we say what we mean what we say, we turn up, and they are tiny micro acts of self-discipline, which I believe are acts of self-care and self-love and acts of enoughness. Now, if there is an area with basic foundational living that you know would be wise to improve for your mental and physical and spiritual health, then identify it and start at the smallest possible corner. You may be able to be one of those people who can do the hardest thing first, and wonderful if you can do that. But the easiest way to nibble at a problem is to start the nibble. So are you doing enough? If you are, congratulate yourself. Be pleased, be a little bit proud, and also look at the areas where it would be wise to do maybe just a little bit more consistently to make those levels of enoughness sustainable. Another issue of enoughness is, do you have enough? Now, I may say, do you have enough nutrition? Do you have enough time? Do you have enough rest? Do you have enough stuff? And I notice continually with clients, there comes a point after a certain number of sessions, usually not very many, where we have decluttered our thinking and our minds, and we have a tidy way of processing the world. Our minds are cleared out. They're lovely and logical and allowed for emotion, but also not overwhelmed by it. And then what happens is when people know themselves well, think wisely, act consistently, they suddenly don't want the clutter around them. And I have seen it dozens and dozens of times where people just suddenly start clearing out things for the charity shop, getting rid of rubbish, taking things to the tip, passing things on. And suddenly a clear environment lets us have a calmer environment within. So if you see the two things as a reflection, that our outside world is a reflection of our inner world, that is a step to feeling the peace of enoughness. Now, there may be areas where we don't have enough resources. And the question then is, do I need them? What can I do if I do need them? How can I be more sustainable with them? And then what many of us have is too much stuff. And how can we share that generously and live in a consistent manner? And then the final part of enoughness that I wanted to think about today was, are we effective enough? And if we're effective enough, then we've done all that we can. And we mustn't draw into perfectionism, which I think is a real bully of the soul, because we can strive for excellence, we can strive for being remarkable, we can strive for being our very best, fulfill our potential, and that in itself is more than enough. So there are 5 elements in this video about the quiet power of choosing enough, and it may be something that nobody ever sees or hears about, but that it gives you some joy and some space, and the world then gets more of you. So let me just run over those. Am I enough? Do I do enough? Have I enough? And am I effective enough? And if we can go for 3 out of 5 resounding yeses, I think that's success. If we can go for 4 or 5, wonderful. And if we're in the lower end of those decisions, what can we do to make it better and give ourselves some grace? So I hope that helps, my friends. Enoughness, it's a lovely topic. I'm Dr. Rebecca, the Lifejoy coach and author of 5 books. This is the Sunshine Study. You're always welcome. Please subscribe and like, and we have lots of videos about joy, hope, peace, courage, overcoming burnout, overcoming exhaustion, overcoming the hurdles in our lives, and doing the best we can with what we have. Take care, my friends. Be safe and God bless.